what Brian Dutcher and his staff wants to do. He calls the plays. Well, what does he want to do here?
Want to use every bit of the shot clock, give them a couple seconds for maybe an offensive rebounding opportunity and a Hail Mary opportunity for Bama. So they're going to use a ton of clock, 4-second discrepancy there. I like Butler with the basketball or Trammell in a ball screen scenario with Johnson because of Johnson's ability to pop and also play from that mid-post.
Yeah, Johnson almost had trouble inbounding basketball, by the way, the Butler. Butler across the timeline, covered by Quinterly, hands it off to Trammell. Trammell takes a walk as he dribbles, looking for a screen from Ledee. Game clock is down to 15. Shot clock is down to 10. Trammell dribbling between his legs, working against Quinterly. He's cut off by Quinterly. Shot clock is at 4. Trammell leaves it inside. It's cut off by Burnett. Ball is loose. Quinterly's got it. He's running the length of the floor. Quinterly has it knocked away. 1 second left. Throws it up. It won't count. And that is the end of the mud fight that is the first half here in Louisville. Alabama.
Makes sense. It's a scramble ended, right?
Seriously. Alabama went the last 5.5 minutes without any field goals. And San Diego State goes in with a 28-23 lead. Alabama 1 point higher than their lowest point total in this season, 23. And San Diego State, 28 points. This is territory that they're kind of used to from a scoring standpoint. So 28-23 the score.
Brandon Miller limited because he was in that foul trouble. Only 4 points in that first half. An Alabama team that makes 11 threes only notches 1, going 1 from 11 in that first half. Alabama has 23 points going to the break. Alabama is 2-4 when held below 70 points. This is not boding well for them as they head to the break. Meanwhile, San Diego State playing the game exactly how they wanted it. They wanted it sloppy. They wanted it a grinder. They wanted a rock fight. They have one on their hands.
Absolutely. San Diego State 28. Alabama, the number 1 overall seed, 23. When we return, we'll head back to our studios for the halftime report. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
There are over 10,000 reasons why steel is not sold at Lowe's or the Home Depot. Find tools for the job site or your own backyard at over 10,000 authorized local steel dealers. Find yours at steelusa.com. Lowe's and Home Depot are trademarks of their respective companies.
Hi, I'm Kelsey Grammer. Wounded Warrior Project supports injured veterans by connecting them with fellow warriors, by serving them through mental health and wellness programs, and by empowering them to live on their own terms. No one should face a battle alone. Join us at woundedwarriorproject.org.
At CDW, we get the right workspace helps you work better.
It took 3 encyclopedias, but my webcam is finally at the right height. And I found the perfect cardboard box for my tangled assortment of cords and cables.
Sounds great, but with Tripp-Lite Work from Anywhere solutions orchestrated by CDW, it's easier for your teams to work consistently and productively with tools like monitor mounts, USB docks, and adapters.
Know anyone who wants 3 encyclopedias from 1992?
IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it. Find out more at cdw.com/Tripp-Lite.
I switched to Boost Mobile and got a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone. Want to know the best part?
It was free?
Nope.
The fact that it's on America's largest 5G networks?
Nope. It's the ding.
Oh yeah, love the ding.
Right? It's all about the ding. It's the dingarooski, the dingarone, the ring-a-ding-ding.
Unleash your power to save with Boost. Get a free Samsung Galaxy A23 5G phone when you switch. Boost Mobile. Unleash your power.
And the ding.
Limited time offer. New customers only. Available on select networks. 5G not available everywhere. 1 device per line. Tax excluded. Additional restrictions apply. See your local Boost Mobile store for detail.
Monster.com can help you slam dunk the job hunt and make your next career move. In basketball and in life, there's the regular season, and then there's the playoffs. Monster.com knows that scoring your next job, that's a playoffs moment. To bring your A-game, you need Monster.com. With great coaching and millions of job openings, Monster.com has all you need for a strong performance when it counts. We all know the playoffs are no time for messing around. Go to Monster.com and win the job hunt. Monster.com.
Jason Horowitz, Doug Gottlieb, happy to have you back with us here in our Westwood One studios. Halftime, 28-23, San Diego State leading Alabama at the break. Crimson Tide, 1 of 11 from 3, 27% from the floor, and 7 first-half turnovers. San Diego State trying to get to its first ever Elite Eight. Doug, your thoughts on, yes, the defensive battle between the two, but on the other side, the fact that the Aztecs, the way they play defensively, are still only up 5 at the half.
I mean, they can't hit a shot either. And I think, there's been a lot of talk about the basketball. that ball appears to be slippery and overinflated. I mean, you have guys dribbling down the court and all of a sudden it bounces a ride. That's not normal. But Trammell came back from a thigh contusion. He had 9 points. I mean, you can say, hey, look, you're only up 5, and you're right, despite the fact Alabama has had nothing offensively, but this is how San Diego State plays, right? They'd much prefer to win ugly than lose pretty, and they are winning ugly right now.
Yeah, there's no question about that. That is absolutely happening as we speak. 28-23 there. Meanwhile, 12:55 to go. In the other ball game in the Midwest Regional Semifinal, Miami's got a 15-12 lead on Houston. Doug, and this game's had a lot of really good pace. Miami jumped out to an early, solid lead. Houston stormed back after they trailed 7-2 early.
Well, part of it is Miami does not have a great bench. And, they try and go to the bench just to rest their starters. Isaiah Wong started out like a house of fire, but whereas Houston, the strength of this team is their numbers, is their bench. Not necessarily in scoring, but they just had athlete after athlete after athlete. They've gotten stronger the more they play.
All right, Doug, not only do we have the men's tournament here, but, of course, Westwood One is also your home for the women's tournament. Started tonight with the Sweet 16. Down to the wire in Greenville. LSU leading Utah by 1, 2.9 seconds to go. Let's go live there, too. Jason Ross and Debbie Antonelli.
Another player to the free throw line with 2 seconds. Utah does have a timeout. They will advance the ball. Morris misses one or makes them both. It still has Utah with an opportunity with 2 seconds.
Jenna Johnson comes back in to the game for Utah. Alexis Morris going to the free throw line. She's a 78% free throw shooter. LSU up 1, 2 seconds left. Morris's free throw is in. 65-63. The LSU lead now.
Would LSU miss this on purpose to run the clock with 2 seconds?
You see Morris's free throw in the air. She made it. 66-63.
I might have missed that one on purpose, Jason, because that might have taken a little time off the clock.
LSU leads 66-63 with 2 seconds left, and Utah can advance it after this timeout.
You got time for 2 actions, 2 dribbles, a quick pass and a dribble. But that's all you got time for, and you obviously have to have a triple if you're Utah to put this thing into overtime.
66-63, LSU leads, 2 seconds left. Sweet 16 matchup, LSU the number 3 seed, Utah the number 2 seed. LSU was leading by 8 with a little over 3 minutes to go. Utah stormed back to try to take the lead at one point. Jenna Johnson had free throws for Utah when the score was 64-63 in favor of LSU. 2 free throws, missed both. And then LSU responds with a couple of free throws to make it 66-63. 2 seconds away from an Elite 8 berth. If they can hang on, LSU trying to move on to the Elite 8. Haven't been there since 2008. But Utah has been so resilient all afternoon. And they're perhaps saying we're not done just yet. They're an excellent three-point shooting team, Debbie. The best three-point shooting team in the Pac-12. 8 of 21 on the afternoon.
You got to set some good screens here.
They advance it to the front court. Deja Young will inbound for Utah. Near sideline with 2 seconds left on the fourth quarter clock. Young looking, defended by Samaya Smith. Young still in search and calls a quick timeout.
You know, it's interesting to me that Lynn Roberts elects to inbound it on this side when she's got all right-handed shooters, because I would like to have them going to their right hand, going the other way.
All right, real quickly, quick explanation of what's happening. We are at halftime of San Diego State and Alabama on the men's tournament, but Westwood One also your home for the women's tournament. And the Sweet 16 started today. Remember, they're playing all 16 teams to 8 games in 2 different regions, Greenville and Seattle tonight, and then again tomorrow. This is the end of Game 2 in Greenville. LSU leading Utah. And remember, in the women's game, you can advance the basketball, which is what Utah did with that timeout. All right, quickly, back to Jason Ross Jr. and Debbie Antonelli.
Floor here. Utah emerges out of their huddle. They'll inbound on the same side, Debbie, near sideline to the left of us. Jenna Johnson will inbound this time.
No more timeouts.
Jenna Johnson looking, still searching, finds Young, has to hoist the three for the tie. She missed it. And LSU, for the first time since 2008, is headed to the Elite Eight. This is why Kim Mulkey came back to coach in her home state for postseason prominence. And now the Tigers have a date with Miami on Sunday after a 66-63 win over Utah.
All right, so there you go. LSU on to the Elite Eight. He told you that Miami will be there as well. LSU had made 5 straight Elite Eights, 04 to 08. Miami is going to its first ever. Miami men trying to make the back-to-back, and they've got a 22-20 lead over Houston. 9.5 to go in Kansas City. All right, we'll get you bonus coverage there coming up in just a little bit. Halftime in Louisville. San Diego State leading Alabama at the break, 28-23. You're listening to the men's basketball tournament on the Westwood One NCAA Radio Network.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month.
SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance. For your free quote, go to SelectQuote.com. That's SelectQuote.com. Full details on example policies at SelectQuote.com/commercials.
Wendy's 2 for $6 lets you mix and match some of our best items, like Dave Single with the 10-piece crispy nugs, medium strawberry lemonade with a spicy chicken sandwich, spicy chicken with a Dave Single with a strawberry lemonade, if you're into that. Chicken Sam, crispy nugs, strawberry lemonade, Dave's, nugs, Sam. Whew. Pick what you want at a price you want. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's 2 for $6.
For a limited time, price of participation may vary at U.S. Wendy's. On the card only. Single item at regular price.
Clock running down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. This one is over. It's official. It is history for the Princeton Tigers. Just the 4th 15 seed ever to advance to the round of 16. Princeton 78, Missouri 63. The Princeton magic continues. The Tigers will play on in the South region.
Yeah, they dominated Missouri as we welcome you back. Jason Horowitz with you in our Monster.com studios. Monster.com can help you slam dunk the job search, make your next career move. Time to get off the bench. Go to Monster.com and win the job hunt. We are at halftime of game number 1 in Louisville. We're 5th seeded San Diego State leading top seeded Alabama 28-23, and they are in a timeout in Kansas City with Houston leading Miami by 1, 23-22. So it's perfect time to get you ready for game number 2 in Louisville, where Princeton will try to be like St. Peter's and become the second ever 15 to advance to the Elite Eight. Their head coach, Mitch Henderson, and our Tom McCarthy had a chance to catch up with him earlier.
Mitch, thanks for joining us. Give me an idea, first and foremost, what this means for you, but also for the program to be in the Sweet 16.
When you get named the head coach at Princeton, all the alums that have played there, you feel them. Sure. All you ever want to do as a player is hold a candle up to those guys. And then you get to that point, and then you want that for the next group. You want to see that in the team, and then you become the head coach and you feel it. So to be in this spot, I feel very, very happy, deeply happy, almost emotionally hard to describe.
Give me an idea of what you're up against with Creighton. Obviously, they've got a 7-foot guy, but you've dealt with 7-foot guys before. Maybe not of this defensive ilk, but they also have, Ryan Nembhard, who's very quick. They have balance in their starting 5.
They have balance and continuity, and they know what they are.